Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Daily Motivation. 365 days of consistency, doing the same things over and over again until they become habit. And my book of the day, if you haven't read this one, I'm actually going to do a review of this maybe a couple of months, is Outwitting the Devil. Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil. If you've never read this book, this is probably the greatest book that no one knows, except the scholars. But it's incredible material. It's one of the best books I've ever read. This changed my life literally, and it changed the life of me and my wife when we understood how to outwit the devil, which is a great conversation that I want to bring with everyone today. Is the differences the the good and evil, right? Most of us grew up maybe in the Catholic Church or some type of church or some type of religion that talked about good and evil, but they never really explained what was good and what was evil. And as I grew up and I started to really read into the Bible, start reading into books and try to understand what really good and evil is, I found out the good and evil was nothing like I thought it was supposed to be. First, good is natural. Good is within everything. Everything is good. When God made the earth, he said it was good. He said it was good. He proclaimed it good. So everything's good. Evil is only a concept made through man, made through human beings. Only humans could be evil, or do evil acts, I should say, or take evil acts. But there is no being of evil, but you have the devil. You have outwitting the devil. And I thought the devil was evil until I read this book and started really understudying that has nothing to do with the devil being evil. Has everything for the devil being distracting. Distracting. The snake in the garden was not evil. He was not trying to turn man to evil. He was trying to prove a point. So if you ever read the book of Job, in the book of Job, there was a angel named Lucifer that goes to God and says, God, these people they're just faking it. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, they don't really love you. They don't really love life. They just want to use this positive stuff so they can get things from you. And God's like, I don't really believe that. Well, not everyone. He's like, there's some pretty loyal people that love me and love what I provide. And Lucifer said, no, I don't think so. I think they're all corrupt. And, I think about not to go off a tangent, this is actually part of it. I think about the Joker in Batman. If you don't know if you ever really watched Batman, this is my favorite superhero. So I watched Batman and the Joker. And people say the Joker's pure evil. The Joker, all he does is provoke. He wants to show the corruption in society, there's corruption in people. So he provokes that corruption. He puts them in positions that will bring that out. And that's how the devil works, is I'm going to put you in a position so you could bring out the evil. I'm not evil myself. I'm just trying to prove a point that all men are evil. That's his whole thing. That's his whole dilemma. That's his whole MO, is to prove that he's right. That, no, men are evil. They're corrupt. They're a corruption. They're not as special as you think they are. I digress. So what God says to Lucifer, says, okay, we're going to pick Job. Job is one of my most loyal people. And, Job is such a good guy. I know his heart is in the right place. So him and Lucifer make a deal. They play a game. This is a game. They play a game and says, okay, I'm going to cast onto Job everything. Everything that you could think is negative, I'm going to have him lose his wife, lose his kids, lose his farm, lose his income, have everyone around him laugh at him. Not laugh at him, but kind of like, man, you must have did something to deserve this. And Job was like, I didn't do anything. I've been loyal, I've been kind, I've been positive. I didn't do anything to deserve this. And they said, well, you must have. And so he gets ridiculed in his own community. Everything that's negative that could happen to a person happened to Job. And throughout, Job started to lose his faith. Job started to lose who he was, until God showed him a vision of how grand this universe really was. And Job really understood that it is good. And through that, he actually got a double portion of everything that he lost. Double the kids, one wife, but doubled the income. I mean, he became rich after that. And the point being was that Job didn't turn. Even though Job had all the reasons to turn, all the reasons to turn, he didn't turn. And Lucifer, when I found this out, it blew my mind that Lucifer, when as the angel, was control over three major things. Three major things that implement evil in men. One is the media. He's in charge of the media. He's in charge of the airwaves. Two, he's in charge of traditions. Family traditions, country traditions, whatever traditions, he's in charge of the traditions. And three is this wanting to be right. That's why he got kicked out of heaven, because he didn't want to play his role. He wanted to do other things. He couldn't stay focused on, okay, you're in charge of the media, you're in charge of tradition. No, I want to do other things. And that's why he got cast out of heaven. Long story short, in your own life, you will be, or your corruption will come through those major pathways. Of one, the media. The media spreads negativity, gets you upset, you spread back negativity, and it moves in a cycle of negative energy that gets you off the path, which I'm going to lead to the point in a second. That negative energy gets you off the path. It gets you angry, it gets you frustrated, it gets you victimized, it gets you hurtful, and it makes you do things that you would not normally do because of those negative emotions. Two, traditions. How many people, racism is a tradition. Racism is not something that is natural. Like, if you look at any animal, any natural creature on this planet, none of them are racist against each other. You can see a brown bear and a white bear next to each other, and it's all good. I've had a kitten full of litters, all different shapes and colors, and the mother loved it as their own. There's no such thing as racism in the animal kingdom, only through man. Why? Because of tradition. My father was a racist. My father's father was a racist. My father's 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 father was a racist, so I'm a racist. Or even hunting. Like, I don't really get into killing. I think killing is the evils, but as the killings are made through traditions. Like, some people, I go out hunting. I believe animals only kill because of food or protection. That's the only time they ever will kill. But men kill for sport, they kill for fun, they kill for admiration, and they kill because of tradition. So many traditions that people are caught up in causes them to do evil. When you think of the Crusades, it was Christians trying to spread Christianity throughout the world. And so many of them did it through swords and blood. Even the wars. Sometimes you have a war, like, you got to be a patriot. You got to represent you can't let somebody disrespect your forefathers. We got to do something. And then you go into war and you kill each other. You spread the evils because of these traditions. So Job had the real chance. I mean, he had every reason to shift over, but he never shifted. He never changed his convictions. Why? Because God knew that he was fully alignment, that he knew who he really was. But most people, we shift to the point of distractions. See, I believe we were born to spread a message. We were born to share a light. We were born to have a purpose. And to sharing that light so other people can find their own light. I truly believe that. I think that's our purpose, is to spread our own light so other people can see that light and be inspired to share their own light. To give them reason to share their own light, excuse to share their own light. But most of us get distracted. So we lose off on the purpose that we were even born to do. Why? Because we get distracted through the three things. The media. Again, Lucifer was in charge of three things. It says it in the good book. I'm not making any of this thing up. He's in charge of three things. He's in charge of the media. He was in charge of tradition. And he was in charge of, he got kicked out of heaven because he wanted to do something that other people were doing. And we get caught up in that. I see somebody on social media doing something, ooh, I want to copy that. Or I'm distracted. Or I saw something on the news that really upset me. I'm distracted. Or, nobody in my family could do anything like this. This is our tradition. This is how Haitians or Puerto Ricans or Chinese or whatever tradition you are from, this is how we act. Distracted from the overall purpose of being you. Uniquely and utterly you. So when you get distracted, you're actually letting evils in your life. I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe, and in the good book, he said, be careful because the world is full of evils. And I thought when I first read that, that was evil, like, people doing evil things. No, because he said evils meant distractions, because they're distracted from their purpose, and they get off course. People hated on Michael Jordan for a while. They said, Michael Jordan never said he never jumped on anyone's side. Because Michael Jordan is smart. Michael Jordan's attuned. Michael Jordan understands more than most people will ever. He understands if once he chooses a side, the other side condemns him. Once he moves to the left, everybody on the right is going to come after him. Once he moves to the right, everybody on the left is going to come after him. So he rides the middle. He said, I remember there was a police shooting. He said, I gave money to the police department and the victims. Why? Because they both need healing. The only reason anyone does anything evil is because they need healing, and they're distracted from who they really are. They let other people get into their ears. When the snake came into the garden and enticed Eve to eat the apple, it was a distraction. It wasn't evil. It was a distraction. Hey, I'm in this great garden. Everything's amazing here. I got everything I want, and life is perfect. Hey, wait a minute though. Here comes a distraction. I hope you hear this. Here comes a distraction. Hey, God said you can't touch that tree. Of all the trees on in that island, he went to point to that tree that God said don't touch. He's like, man, if you're gonna let people talk you out of becoming great, that's fine. But you're already great. See, we are distracted from who we really are. And once we get distracted from who we really are, we get off our purpose. And once we get off our purpose, we actually are allowing evils into our lives, which are distractions. And once you have distractions in your life, you're off course. And then you will get angry. You will get frustrated. You will do things that you normally wouldn't want to do because of your intentions. You're like, well, I had good intentions. I was trying to save people. I was trying to help people out. I was trying to save the world. The world doesn't need saving. You won't hear this from many people. The world doesn't need saving. It needs you to follow your dream and your purpose. You do that. If everyone did that, the world would be saved in a day. But we're so distracted of what other people have. We're so distracted of our old traditions. And we're so distracted of what we see on the media that we never follow our purpose. Hey man, aren't you supposed to be writing that book? You can't write a book right now. Don't you see what's happening in society? That's crazy. Why would I write a book right now? Look at everything's going on. Distractions. That's what's going on. It's distractions. Because that book may be able to help millions and millions and millions and millions of people. But because you never wrote that book, those millions and millions and millions of people will never be saved or healed. Again, that's a distraction. If you ever read Outwitting the Devil, he talks about it. He says, I don't want you to spread no message. I don't want you to help other people out. I need you to just be distracted. Because the more distracted that you are, they said idleness is the devil's playhouse. The more distracted you are, I can get in there. I can plant seeds. I can make you do things that you not normally do. But when you're single-minded focused, he says it. When you're single-minded focused, I can't get in there. I can't get in there. There's no room for me. You're so focused on your objective and what you're trying to do, I can't distract you. I can't pull you away from your life's purpose and your life's goal. And that's the only way to fail it. That's the only way you win in this game called life, is to be single-minded focused. I preached it in my book, Destiny on Purpose. I preach it in every talk I do, is if you're purposeful in your life and you have a direction, a direct map of where you're going, you will reach there. But if you're not, you become a drifter, you'll be distracted, and one day you wake up and say, man, I haven't done nothing. All these dreams, all these goals, all these things that were placed into me by the higher up, by the unlimited source, all these great things that were put into my mind to do, I've done none of it. And I promise you, the devil's somewhere saying yes. I told you I'm good at this. I'm good at this. I will distract you. I will take you off course easily. But if you're on course, I can't do nothing for you. And you'll realize the more you're on course, the less you'll have evils, negative things happen in your life. I promise you that. Because you're so focused on your objective that everything attracts to that. And the universe starts to help you. The universe wants you to reach your goals. And the evils, the distractions, the negatives, the devils of the world do that. I hope this served you well. Either you could agree with me or not agree with me. But either way, I feel this was a successful conversation. Love is love. I appreciate all of you. I hope this served you well. If it did, please like, please share, please comment. Because the more distracted we are from our life's purpose and our life's goal, the more we hurt ourselves. And in turn, we hurt others. Love all of you.